Almost out of nowhere, a new rookie, a dark horse, has emerged in the Rookie of the Year race. While Evan Mobley and Scotty Barnes are firmly in the lead as the top two rookies and continue their back and forth competition, another rookie has turned a monster December and lifted his position tremendously. Franz Wagner has been absolutely sensational throughout the season. No one really expected Franz to be playing at this level for the Magic. Coming out of Michigan, Franz was projected to be a 3-and-D player throughout his entire career. He never showed much in terms of being a dynamic scorer or a high-level playmaker in college, but he showed that he could be a surefire elite 3-and-D player. In today's league, they are invaluable. A 3-point shooter can get paid like Duncan Robinson, who makes $18 million a year, while a 3-point shooter who also plays above average defense can get paid like Mikal Bridges, who makes $22.5 million a year. So it was not really surprising that the Magic decided to take Franz with their second lottery pick. His ceiling was not as high as some of the others in his draft class, but he also had one of the highest floors in the draft. Many expected him to make an immediate impact with his shooting and his ability to space the floor. The Magic already rolled the dice on Jalen Suggs, so it made sense to take a surefire player like Franz. It also helped that Franz's brother, Franz Wagner, was on the roster, and I'm sure they had some inside knowledge on Franz thanks to this relationship. Although many believe that he was a surefire pick because he projected as a 3-and-D role player, there were still some skeptics. Despite being 6'9" with a wingspan of 6'11", some felt that Franz lacked the necessary lateral quickness and athleticism to play high-level defense in the NBA, especially against some of the guys in the upper echelon. The worries only got stronger due to Franz's lackluster showing in the Summer League. Historically, how a rookie plays in the Summer League had very little to do with how they would play at the NBA level. Yet many started to label Franz as a bust, and it was not unwarranted. In 4 Summer League games, he only averaged 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. Now while that stat line is not all bad, the big worry was his shooting. He shot 45% from the field, which is okay, and then he shot an atrocious 15% from downtown. His shooting percentage was his biggest worry because that was his biggest selling point. So of course fans and analysts and scouts were worried that his shooting was not transitioning immediately. That worry carried over to the preseason, where in 4 games he once again shot a measly 29% from 3. It was better, but it was nowhere close to what people were expecting from the rookie. However, all of that changed as soon as the season started. He has been absolutely spectacular and has shut up all of his doubters. He is averaging 16 points, which leads all rookies, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, while shooting a very efficient 45% from the field and an even more impressive 37% from 3. However, as mentioned at the start of the video, he has been on a complete tear in the month of December, averaging an impressive 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, while shooting an even more impressive 47% from the field and an elite 40% from downtown. He has everything fans have wanted from him, but he has even more. The scouts were right in seeing Franz having the potential to be a 3-and-D wing. He has been an amazing shooter both off the dribble and as a spot-up shooter. Although his 3-point volume is not as high as some of the other rookies like Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham, but that primarily has to do with his superb decision making and shot selection. Instead of jacking up inefficient threes, he prioritizes shooting open shots that come through rhythm, which have led him to an amazing 37%. He is a very smart player and shows it in spades when he plays. It also shows on the defensive end. Although he does have issues with lateral quickness at times, he makes up for it with really quick reflexes and IQ. His defense is far from elite and probably does not have the upside like Evan Mobley or Scotty Barnes, but from what he has shown thus far, he is going to be a solid defender that can hold his own against some of the best in the league. He has held opposing players and matchups to only 43% shooting from the field. However, what is even more impressive is his matchup against guards. Franz is holding opposing guards to a very impressive 37% from the field and 31% from downtown. He has been completely locked down on guards, and a lot of that can be attributed to his massive height advantage. It is very promising that he is showing early abilities to defend anyone on the court, a 1 through 5 versatile player. And just to reiterate, he is only a rookie. As a 3-and-D player, Franz has been delivering for the organization every night, and this video should pretty much be over. But this is where the fascination with Franz begins. Throughout the entire draft process, he has fallen in the 3-and-D mold. He's projected to be a 3-and-D player, but his production and play on the court completely tell me something else. He has actually been amazing off the bounce. In fact, he has been one of the better slashers in the entire league. Though he does lack the explosiveness that most prominent slashers display, he makes up for it with technique and timing. He is phenomenal in judging exactly when to dive to the hoop, and this plays into his shot selection ability. He rarely takes contested threes because he ends up slashing to the basket on those looks. On top of that, he is showing great ability to run the pick and roll game as a ball handler. He is no floor general or a bona fide point forward, but he is able to use the pick and roll and get to the rim once again and finish. Now, I don't know about inside the bedroom, but on the court he has been phenomenal at finishing around the hole. He has some work to do, but from shots taken inside of 8 feet from the basket, he is converting those shots at a superb efficiency of 51%. He is able to use his length and height to outmaneuver rim protectors and find easy paths to the basket. His finishing has allowed his slashing and pick and roll game to flourish even further that no one even saw coming. He has not shown any consistent playmaking ability, but he has shown some flashes of passes that catch your eye and make you think that one day, maybe, he would be able to become a playmaker for the team. I mean, he is only 20 years old, and his revelation in the slashing department has vaulted him into the Rookie of the Year conversation. With Jalen Suggs struggling, his development and production have been a massive bright spot for the Orlando Magic. He is consistently showing that labeling him a 3-and-D player was a massive mistake. And maybe, just maybe, that mistake was probably the best thing that could have happened for the Orlando Magic and their future.